Hello guys and welcome to Freebird's Crew, and this is the very explanatory videos that why we don't build a different large language models for each of the users. So why don't I build the GPT4 model with the 1 trillion parameters for each of the single user who are trying to use it? Because that's wrong. We can't do that, because if we are going to do that, let's say large language model is of 13.5 GB. Okay, and we are building that large language model for each user based on their data and based on their specifications and based on their task. Then it could have very high accuracy because of that user's data. But those many large language models are very difficult to maintain, very high cost, very high latency, and how you can manage it is the main task. Okay, so that's where we can get the two approaches. The very first approach is the new model every time a new user would come. So that's the very first approach that many persons will think. And the second thing is train the same model for the different user data. That is the second approach that many users will think also. Okay, now let's see the pros and cons of each those two situations and try to tackle those and get a very efficient technique as well. Okay, the very first technique is new model every time a new user would come. Okay, so let's just say you have a 15 GB of large language model and you want to build a 15 GB of large language model for all the users that you have. Okay, then you have now 3 large language models of 15 GB each if you have 3 users. And if you have millions of users, then this count would be amazingly great. Okay, but that's cause an issue because you don't know how to maintain them. You can't maintain these many large language models. You don't have to have the storage. You don't have the power to process those large language models who are like that kind of millions of GBs. Okay, now let's talk about the second technique that is called train the same model with different users data. So you get the data from the different users. You train a bigger large language model, let's just say of 100 GB, but that thing will also get issues because you don't have the accuracy for the particular users, because your accuracy just drops because you are trying to train those large language model for the all user specific data. Okay, so now we know that these two techniques will not going to be work. Now that's where comes the parameter efficient fine tuning technique. So this parameter efficient fine tuning technique trains your large language model on a specific task very efficiently by using the two techniques that is called LORA and the QLORA. So these two techniques will help you to train your large language model very efficiently and without even increasing the size of your large language model and without even giving any kind of issues on the accuracy and the performances. Okay, so if you want to know more about how this parameter efficient fine tuning will work, then you can check my new video on the YouTube as well, in which I completely explain that how parameter efficient fine tuning will work and how the LORA and the QLORA adapters are work with their small codes. And then in our next video, I will completely explain the parameter fine tuning with Meta LLaMA model and along with the another large language model. Okay guys, so we'll meet in our next video. And if you want to know more about prompt engineering, data science, machine learning, you can watch my YouTube videos or read my blogs on Medium. We'll meet in our next video. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.